Hello, my honeys. It is your favorite accessory stylist and social entrepreneur, Alicia Gardner, and we are serving you up this Saturday with Serving in Business. And we have the beautiful, y'all, isn't she beautiful? JewRoyalyn Jammer. Woo, 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 woo,
Hi.
woo, woo. How
Thank,
are you, gorgeous lady?
thank you so much. I'm great. I'm doing very well. Extremely blessed. Thank you so much for having me and allowing me this space to just fellowship and conversate with you. I really appreciate it.
It is my pleasure. It is absolutely, I love doing this. I'm an functional introvert. So it's
Mm,
something that really adds to me, just to have those engaging conversations.
right.
So, for our people that are getting to know you, please introduce yourself. And the little person that's
My
that's in the
little Wyatt.
background.
That's my bumblebee. That's Wyatt.
So hi Wyatt, hi little one. How old is Wyatt? I'm sorry.
No, yeah, he just turned 1 in June. So he's what, 15 months now? Yeah.
Oh, sweet baby.
Yeah.
Okay, and about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm JewRoyalyn. I will be 32. Oh my goodness, I'll be 32 on the 12th. So coming up really soon. I am a mortgage loan originator. I've been in the real estate industry for just under a year now. Preview to this, I was a flight attendant, so it's a whole whirlwind switch. But real estate has always been a passion of mine, whether it's off market, on market. I'm a mom of 2 boys, but collectively, my family and I have 5 babies. Um, my husband, my loving husband, we've known each other, goodness, since middle school. So
Okay.
we have a real history.
We have a photo of your family. Let's get that on.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Yay! And y'all, I saw this. She sent me the picture. I'm like,
Yeah, that's everybody. So
can't
that's
wait to.
Derek, my husband, and then Caden, the oldest, Ronell, the middle boy, I guess. Then we got Amari right in front of Derek, Kira on the other side of me, and baby Wyatt. He's not that little anymore, guys. But that's my fam bam.
They're beautiful. They're
Thank
beautiful.
you.
And thank you for just, even sharing even your family, because to me that's say, hey baby, that is sacred ground. So I don't take that lightly.
Oh yeah, I love my family and I love all parts that come with it. And I want people to know, like, I'm a mama, I'm a wife, but I've got other things that I want to dabble in and be a part of. But first and foremost, I'm a child of God, and then I'm a parent, and then you know what I mean, all those other things.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. So I know you mentioned that real estate has always been a passion of yours. So dive into that. Like, where did that start? That passion for real estate?
Yeah, so the passion was like years ago when I was like, I want to buy a house. I want to buy a house. Why can't I purchase? So then I really like tore apart my credit. I tore apart my finances. I like wanted to itemize everything and really understand what is necessary for me to tap into this market. Um, I don't know if I'm really like the real estate agent personality, because if you don't like the bathroom, if you don't like the curb appeal, honey, I could care less. Just to
Okay.
be honest, right? But do the numbers make sense? I've always been a numbers person. I've always been very analytical of, details. And so I started like, okay, well, that's kind of cool. And then I learned about wholesaling and I learned about like that whole off market spectrum of real estate that people are like multimillionaires in.
Mhm.
And then I figured out I really like,
Let me back it up, because
yeah,
let's slow it down, girl. So I forgive my ignorance with
they're
the
fun.
wholesale. What does that look like? What is
Yeah.
that?
So, man, wholesaling is great for all parties involved. So,
Mhm.
let's say, for instance, you own a home, but you're behind on property taxes or you're coming up on foreclosure and you just don't have the money for whatever reason. Well, an individual can come in and say, hey, let's put your property under contract. And I will then find a in buyer for you. You don't have to pay a real estate agent, because most times the buyer agent and the seller agent, that's 6% of the sales price.
Yes.
So you'll eliminate that, and then I find an in buyer for you, which will then pay out your property for you, and then they do whatever they want with it, and you get 90% well, more than 90, like 95% of your asking price.
Oh, wow.
In your pocket, right? Again, you eliminate the real estate agents, but then it also allows the wholesaler, that middleman, to make a finder's fee. So let's say you sell the property, you buy the property from the homeowner for 90,000, but then you sell it to the end buyer for 110,000. Well, that difference between those two is what the wholesaler would make.
Got you. Thank you for breaking that down.
Yeah, for sure. That's my niche right there. That's what I love to do. Because it's serving people, like they're in desperate need for multiple different reasons. And then it's also helping the next individual find their next, investment property, their fix and flip, or a buy and hold. So I like being able to help people in different ways in real estate. But being able to be a loan officer is giving people that home ownership or refinancing, and being able to do other things. Like, again, I just want to serve people. I really do.
And it's even in our initial conversing, it was very evident. Like, even, asking you, a few questions, even with about, my home situation, it's like,
Right.
I was like, oh man, she's not hesitating to give me information, and she's not even guaranteed to work with me. And I was like, wow, that really speaks to my heart as an entrepreneur, as a person in business, because there's plenty of people who aren't willing to just simply give, information. Like, they want to hold it hostage, and it's like,
Yeah.
like, who is that truly helping? So God bless you
Oh,
for
thank
being
you.
open to, help educate people, because that's invaluable. Truly,
Yeah.
true.
And I think that was what sparked, like I mentioned earlier, was what sparked me wanting to dive into this, is because I had no clue, and nobody wanted to tell me anything until I filled out an application. I'm like, but I just have questions. Like, I just want to know, what's the process? What are my options? What do I need? Right. And then once I actually did take the step of doing an application, I was completely let down, because now I need to make an additional $15,000 a year, or you know what I mean? Like, it was devastating. So I don't have a problem with gatekeeping that information, because it does nobody any justice. And if I could just benefit you with just a little nugget, that's what I'm here for.
Indeed. I love that so much. Okay, so for someone that's like, okay, well, what's really the biggest difference between working, directly with Jewel and the loan officers versus, like, contingent on why they need your services, going with a real estate agent, especially with someone with zero know-how of anything remotely in the housing market?
Yeah. Well, actually, I work with real estate agents hand in
Okay.
hand. So I do all the financing. So the pre-approval, the credit analysis, finding out exactly what your loan amount is. Like, I get to tell you what your budget is, and then you go shopping with your real estate agent. Right.
Gotcha.
But what's kind of particular for myself is I like to break things down. As you can tell, I'm detail oriented. I like to break things down for my clients. So once they do fill out an application, they let me know how much they actually want to purchase. I analyze everything, and then I schedule a call with them. Let's go over your credit report. Let's go over the numbers that I see, and then let's go over what we actually need to game plan for. This gives them a clear outlook on what's going to be expected, because once we go into underwriting, which is after you get your contract and I submit everything to the bank, that underwriter is going to scrutinize everything. My job is to give the underwriter the best picture of you and your situation, to say, you know what, I trust them. I'm willing to lend them this money to purchase the property.
Okay. Awesome. So, in term, like, let's say someone sees this and they're like, oh man, I like this, JewRoyalyn. Like, what would be their truest first steps in, let's say, a person that's really looking to buy a home?
Yeah. First steps is call me. Let's have a conversation. Like you and I did. Let's talk about, you're going to see Wyatt. Hi, Wyatt. Give me a call. let's have a conversation. Let's figure out exactly what you need. Because I can tell you, fill out an application or hit me up on social media, but there's no better organic way for you to get your point across to me rather than us having a conversation. So if you call me, we can definitely do that. And then I can let you know, well, okay, because everybody's situation is different. If you're a business owner and you have a lot more deposits than you have tax return information, then we need to go an alternate route rather than just the traditional FHA conventional, things like that. So that first conversation allows me to see which direction we actually need to go.
Got you. So have you encountered any like misconceptions in your field when it comes to someone that's really seeking to buy a home?
Misconceptions that people need 20% to purchase a property, or you have to have a 720 credit score. That's not the case. The government programs are very lenient on credit scores. Now, what they will not shy away from is rental history. Why? Because if your rental history is shady or you miss payments on your rent, well, then you're going to miss payments on your mortgage as well. But if you can show that you have good rental history and steady credit, of course, not perfect, steady credit, then you definitely will be able to purchase a property. As far as the down payment side of it, 3% is the lowest that you can purchase a property for. Unless you live in a rural area, then you could put no money down. Or if you're a veteran, then you have no money that's necessary either. So really educating and getting that information out there, letting people know you don't have to have $75,000 in the bank and a 720 credit score, right? You can definitely obtain home ownership with a lot less. I love Wyatt and his.
Yeah. Got the amen section. Oh my goodness. And you know what? Wyatt is on it because that is huge. That is huge. Like, it makes me wonder how many people, and this is my little one. This is my Elena Pooh.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
Aww.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
I know. Gotta be careful with them hoops.
That part. All right, let's just take this off. Y'all know how it goes. We do life together.
Right.
I want to get this out your hair. There we go. But yes, I mean that really is huge because I can't imagine how many individuals are missing out on home ownership because they have this lie, essentially, prohibiting them from doing so. Like,
yeah.
So y'all please let your people know that that's not the case. You don't need 20% down or absolutely squeaky clean, perfect credit. You need consistent credit. That's what you need.
Yeah.
And good renter's history.
Yeah. Consistency is key.
And you know what? That's such a true statement in so many spaces, right? So many spaces.
Man. It's necessary.
You want to go see Nana? Okay, thank you. See you later. Oh, mercy. Put my hoop back in so I won't look crazy. Got the Elena just in my fluff today. Ooh, Lord.
I just love your hair. Oh my goodness.
Girl, mercy. So, oh my goodness. I mentioned this to you before. I don't see that many, Black and brown women in your field. Like, am I just sheltered? Is that the narrative?
It's not just a narrative that's been put out there. But I mean, if you kind of think about it, there's not a lot of women in finance as a whole, right? And then to add that scrutiny or that strainer on top of it, there's not a lot of women of color in home finance. Mm-hmm. I'm the only woman in my office. I'm the only African American in my office.
Wow.
So yeah, you're not misled. It is what it is. It makes things a lot harder because our people are. Oh,
Girls, look, tell it like it is.
Man, it's a struggle for to have these type of conversations and
Yes.
to be able to, even with my own family, hey,
Mhm.
let's put a plan together, right? Let's
Mhm.
get you on a budget so
Mhm.
that X, Y, and Z can take place in the next
Yes.
60 to 90 days, or longer than that. Let alone in the home buying space, you've got to show consistency for a while
Mhm.
before you make that change. So that's definitely been hard. And then the area that we're in San Antonio, I don't speak a second language, so that makes things a lot harder as well, but not just here in San Antonio. I feel like across Texas as a whole.
Mhm.
um, that market is huge, but I can't tap into it because I haven't learned that language yet.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's being the only African American woman in my office and one of the few in this industry. Uh, it makes it tough. It makes
Okay.
it tough.
So with that being the case, I would you say that we need more women? We need more women of color in the loan officer industry.
I do, because then, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. When I go look for a new primary care physician, I want somebody that can relate to me, that can understand my situation, that can understand, what I go through, right?
Right.
I think it's necessary for people to see somebody that looks like them when they're purchasing literally the biggest purchase of their life that most people will ever make.
Yeah.
So they know that they can trust them, they can relate to them. It's deeper than just our skin tone. We have a lot of things that we just don't feel comfortable about, and then to have somebody that may have been at one point a part of a lineage of an oppressor, you're kind of even more being told. It makes you feel bad to be told no by that individual, on top of the fact.
Mhm.
So yeah, I do think that we are needed in this space even more.
Indeed, indeed. And so I'm gonna ask the questions that maybe some people are thinking, but maybe wouldn't be brave enough to ask.
Yeah.
So I know that I've had, just conversations, friends, family, acquaintances about, hey, well, with it when it comes to especially, African American people
Mm-hmm.
or even Hispanic people, it's like, well, do we actually get fair rates? Like, are my rates higher because I'm African American? Are they higher because I'm, Hispanic or Latino? Like, people, you know, I've definitely heard that in different scenarios, like, the red tape lining, like all those type of things. Like, have you ever seen that, being in your industry?
I have not. I can say that I have not had that, and
Okay.
there's actually a law against it.
Mhm.
So blockbustering is what one of them is called. There goes my hoop. Um,
It is not a good day for hoops.
Girl, it's a struggle. Blockbustering is so a lot of laws and a lot of things changed after 9/11, and then even more changed when the housing market crashed in 2008. So a lot of these things were implemented due to those issues. And that was one of them. Not discriminating based on race, religion, ethnicity, or sexual orientation. I'm not even allowed to ask how you identify. I'm not able to ask a woman, well, are you planning on having more children? It's against the law.
Mhm.
So those are things that, yes, they did happen. Yes, it was a thing. But now it's a requirement for all financial agencies that offer mortgages to report quarterly as to who they're offering loans to and what those rates were.
Awesome. Well, that
Mhm.
is wonderful. Thank goodness for, the changes along the way. Thank God for that,
Yeah,
for certain. Oh my
yeah,
goodness. Honey, okay, a question I have for you.
yeah.
Do you really enjoy what you do?
I do. Oh my gosh. You know that kid in school that has all the questions in the world? That was me. Okay. And I say that because um when I get an application, It allows me to really put puzzle pieces together
Okay.
and create a story or create like I said, the picture that I have to present to the underwriter. But in order for me to do that, I have to ask so many questions. So how long have you been at your job? How long have you worked? How long have you been in this industry? How long did
You
you
get to
live
like
here?
professionally be nosy.
Oh, girl, and I love it. Because some of the stories that come behind some of the situations, like we weren't married, we live in a community state in Texas, right? And which means that if anything happens to you, your spouse then has ownership to those properties. So they have to go on the title. They don't have to go on the mortgage, but they go on the title. So then I get to find out like why y'all separated. But I remember I can't ask if you're divorced or if you're separated. But then I get to find out like all the juicy details. It's I do love it. Aside from being able to pry into people's personal life, being able to give them a lifelong dream that some people feel that they never will obtain. I truly enjoy that.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So in 2023, are there any trends or myths that you hear about the current housing market?
That's always up in the air. Why? Because the government controls it. So I can say that the current interest rate is the highest that it's going to get, but we really don't know, right? It could go higher than where it currently is. The housing prices are going to drop. We don't know. There's so many things with the market right now that it's really, this is the one industry where it's very unpredictable. You literally don't know which way it's going to go. I feel like this and healthcare, these are the two things that you don't know which way they're going to go. You don't know what you're walking into the next day.
That's so true. So true. Okay. Because I can definitely, having friends that have just, bought, a house, or people that are looking,
right.
I know, especially us being here in San Antonio, I hear people say, like, there's so many people coming from California and this place and that place, and they're driving up the prices, and, like, I can't afford a home because they're just buying up there. I'm like, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm like, supply and demand. I don't know the basic. I don't know. But like,
it has some truth to it.
Okay.
I mean, it has some truth to it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. So what people most likely are talking about is, again, they sell their house in California for $500,000, right? Less square footage, less acreage than you're going to get in Texas. You get more bang for your buck here, right? Let's say that same square footage that they would have gotten in California is only worth $200,000 here in Texas. Let's just say the whole state. Well, ideally, I'm just going to pay cash for it. I'm going to pocket the rest of it. And then I'm only responsible for the property taxes and homeowners insurance afterwards. So my max will be $300,000 that I'll pay for it. So business side, it makes sense, right? But then for an individual that has lived in Texas and has seen what that house is worth, you're like, again, what you made in California is not what you're going to make here in Texas because the cost of living is different. So it's really not that the housing market has been scrutinized by them coming in and buying it. It's just, honestly, we don't make a lot of money here in Texas to compete with that type of housing market. And then on the flip side of it, as an individual that lives in Texas, right, and has seen those things happening, it drives up the property market around you. It drives up the cost of living around you. So, with all the big companies coming to Texas now, it's going to get even higher. So that's why I say there is some truth to it, but it really is on perspective and what you've actually been exposed to.
Got you. So thank you for shedding a little bit of light on that as well.
Yeah.
So for my peeps and anyone that just happens to view the stats, like, I like her energy. She has great vibe and they want to connect with you. What's the best means for them to connect with you?
Yeah. So you can call me at 529-7481. You can email me at jjammer. So just like it's spelled out on the title, JAMMER at boemortgage.com. That is my work email address. Or you can stop by our office. We are right there at the I-10-410 split. If you know where not Blockbuster. Ooh, I'm old. Dave and Buster. If you want to
Yes.
know where Dave and Buster is over there, we're on the opposite side of the freeway.
Okay.
So definitely stop in, give me a call, send me an email.
Girl, I might have to see you tomorrow. Okay, so I'm asking, okay? Have you been to Mrs. Chickpea?
No.
Capital?
No.
There's a vegan Capital near there.
Okay.
Side of the highway, everything. Amazing. And whether you're vegan or not, it's delicious. It's amazing. Okay. Check it out.
It's good. I'm gonna have to try it. It
is delicioso. It's really good. It's really good. Okay.
Well, so you know the area I'm talking about then?
Yes. Very much. Because we stayed in that area when we first got here. So definitely well acquainted with that area for sure.
Gotcha.
Okay. Along your journey, I know we're getting close to ending this, but I really want to get your perspective if you're willing to share it.
Yeah.
Along your journey of being a loan officer, what has been something that's added to you, and what's been something that's challenged you, maybe changed your perspective on things, or maybe reinforced some things that were really already in your heart?
What has been the challenging part of this is this has been a long journey coming, and I don't want to dive too deep in it, but this has been a long journey for me, and I think the most trying part of my journey has been the patience necessary to get where I need to be. Mm-hmm. Knowing what I heard to tell me what to do, mm-hmm. And then having the faith to make sure I get that done. As far as the industry side of it, being a woman, because both companies that I was with, I was one of the only female loan officers. So having that perspective of, yeah, I can get it done. That's not going to be a problem. But them still having that persona or that stigma. Well, you've got kids, they're not in daycare, that whole thing. Making the assumption that my work ethic is going to be belittled because of it has been a really big issue.
Got you. Awesome.
Yeah. So then I have to show up 10 times harder.
That part. So for that person that is watching this and they're like, oh my goodness, I've never seen someone that looks like me doing what she does. And maybe they want to pursue this, but maybe they're scared. What would you say to that person?
Oh my goodness, don't be. You can do it. You have it in you to get it done. There's so many individuals on social media that are starting just where you are, and they have a little community, and they get together and they study to take this test. Definitely, if you are in a major city, go to your local real estate school. Sign up for the loan origination course, take the test, and thrive, and make those connections and get uncomfortable. Because as long as you stay comfortable, you're not going to go. Nothing happens if nothing happens. So do what you know is necessary to make what you want happen.
Indeed. Well said. Bam! Oh my goodness. If you did not learn something, you weren't paying attention, go back and watch it again. Take some notes. Oh my goodness. This has been very informative. Thank you for the words of encouragement, because it's needed. Thank you for your transparency. And I love him so much.
He is a whole character.
Got the
He is a
amen
whole
section.
character.
Yes, indeed. So, y'all, I'm going to put her information on the screen again.
Yes.
Get your phone, screenshot it, do what you got to do. If you're like, Alicia, please send me her business card, her e-business card. I will absolutely do that.
Yeah.
And you see her name, connect with her on social media, do all the things. Bam, you have a professional that is willing to connect with you, to give you information, to educate you so you can make an informed decision on your home buying journey, on building up, your financial portfolio, whatever that looks like for you. Don't be out in these streets, family, unequipped
Man.
and uneducated. Get all the knowledge. You have this beautiful sister here that is more than happy to serve you, to educate you, to help you make a plan, to get ready. Yes, amen section. Hey. But yes, indeed, fam. Thank you so much. Thank y'all so very much for joining us for Serving in Business. If you are a business owner, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are someone that serves through your career, I want to feature you. I want to love on you. I want you to share your journey. I want you to share what you do because, fam, we need people who truly serve through what they do. I don't care what it is that you do, as long as you're serving others and pouring into each other, you're bringing the light, you're bringing the education, the knowledge, you're bringing the inspiration with your journey. I want to feature you. So just connect with me. If you haven't already, be sure to like and follow Life Styling to get more of this content and see me act silly and get the fashion and style and all the things. But all right, y'all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday, and we'll catch you next time. Y'all take it easy, be breezy. Peace, family.